Now these now these are a couple of Faux suede curtains that I got from Argus, and at the back it says you can't wash these apart from dry cleaning. You can't hand wash them, you can't machine wash them, and I'm going to show you how it can be done hand washed, and how you can remove some of the grime, which if you take to the dry cleaners it's not going to work at all, because there's a lot of grime that builds up on the suede, which needs to be manually cleaned up. Now at the back it says the curtain's 100% polyester Faux suede, the lining is 100% polyester, and a few of the X symbols means what you can't do. Basically, you can't iron, and you can't hand wash, dry clean only. But the truth is you can iron on a low heat setting, and you can hand wash them. The only reason why I won't put them in the washing machine is because of these metal eyelets that will damage the washing machine drum, although there is a technique to tie them up and put them in. But in my opinion, I have to get rid of many of the dirt which is on here. So much of the dirt which is on these curtains are basically these kind of dirts, which are all this is just grime that's built up over many years. And what happened was there we go, all of this, I took it to the dry cleaner, and although they cleaned the curtains, they couldn't get rid of these grime marks, which Faux suede will pick up really easy. Because this material is Faux suede, it will pick up. Now the thing is, Faux suede is different from suede, so they're two different materials, and suede may be too gentle maybe for some cleaning, but this, I've done it before and it does work. And I'm going to show you how I get rid of these grime marks before I put this inside a bathtub and give it a final rinse. Okay, now what you need is just two things: fairy liquid and bicarbonate of soda. And this is to get the grease, get the grime off the suede, and then this I will add in the bathtub to give it a bit more of a clean, and to get any of the last remaining parts out of the curtain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bit of fairy liquid in there. Okay, and then add a bit of water, and not too much. And if I feel as though I need more, I'll add more, just to keep the concentration quite strong. And then I'm going to manually with my hands put all of this on the curtain and clean. So what you can see is basically lots of grime on the parts of the curtain which touches the ledge of the window, and there's also a lot of grime on this part, the lining, and this all needs to be manually cleaned. There may be a better technique. I could just probably chuck it in the bath and see if the bicarbonate of soda really does it, but I really want to manually do it a bit. So I've prepared my liquid and mixed it, and if I need more, I'll create a solution. So I've got this complete line of dirt, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get the liquid here and dab it slowly on this line. Okay, trying to do it perfectly, but I'm going to put it in the in the bathtub afterwards anyway. So, and now that I've done that, I'm going to manually give them a good wash, give them a good rub with my hands. Yeah, so basically what I do is I'm just going to get these dirty parts and just give them a good rub like this. and keep moving down the line to see if the grime comes off. And it's going to take a bit of time, so I'm just going to do it for a while. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to chuck it in the bathtub, and the water is warm, lukewarm, and then what I'm going to do is add some bicarbonate of soda crystals, just so that the grime can come off. And I'm going to then manually work into it like this with my hands, okay, and see if it can remove some of the other grime which is on there. You know, so it's good to really work, okay. And I'm gonna not add too much water because I don't want the concentration to go down, and I'm gonna leave this for a while so the grime really comes off. This is what it looks like after about 5 minutes of manually, you know, using my hands to work my way through the towel. And as you can see, the water's gone a bit black. That's a good sign because there's a lot of grime coming off. There could be some dye coming off the suede, but most likely it's the grime which is on the curtains. And again, I used bicarbonate of soda crystals, which is really good for removing grime. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this soak for about half an hour in this to see if it can pick up more grime, and I'll get back. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to change the water. So I've lifted up the plug and I'm going to change the water, and then I may add a bit more fairy liquid to some parts because I can still see that some of the grime ain't being removed. So I'm going to try to get the fairy liquid again. So I've squeezed all the water out from the curtains with my hands, and I've hanged it on this hanging rail, and what I've done is I've left some buckets on some of the corner points because there's a lot of water that's going to drip from these corner points. So, and this should be dry in about 12 hours, I would say. So I'm just still working on it, and when you use bicarbonate of soda, make sure you've got some gloves on because it's very harsh on the skin, and if you've got a wound or anything on your fingers, make sure you wear some gloves because with an open wound, the bicarbonate of soda stings the skin a bit. So what I'm doing is just basically working my way. Now you can see so much blackness has come off, and yeah, I'm gonna just work myself through this.